According to Dawn Leaks from womenofconfidencecoaching.com, each of us already has everything we need to achieve all of our goals. Sometimes we just need someone to help us, and that's where she comes in. She joins us now with tips for achieving our goals in the new year. Dawn, welcome. Nice to have you here.
Thank you. It's great to be back.
This is the time of year where we're looking forward to a New Year's Eve celebration, and then January 1st hits, and we have a list of things we want to change about ourselves. Why is it that this is the time of year when we want to do that?
Well, I think a new year feels like a new beginning to people, and so they look at January 1st as a time to kind of reset and start over. And people should be kind of setting SMART goals, and those goals should be specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound. And so a year is a good realistic time frame in order to achieve a goal.
So a year is a good time frame, but like you said, they should be SMART goals. So something that's not a SMART goal.
Well, I think people, they want it immediately. And so you have someone who hasn't worked out for the past 6 months, and then they say, starting January 1st, I'm going to work out 5 days a week. And you're not setting yourself up for success that way, because going from not having worked out at all to working out 5 times a week is kind of a big leap.
And then you may not be able to actually achieve it, and then you are feeling like you're not following through.
Right, and then you kind of feel like a failure. I try to tell my clients to set themselves up for mini wins. And so you can have some mini goals. If your goal for the entire year is to lose 20 pounds, and part of how you're going to do that is to work out, and you want to work out 3 times a week, maybe you can say that by March you'll be working out 3 times a week. And so you can give yourself some time. Starting January 1st, I'm going to definitely hit the gym at least 1 time this week.
Right. So,
and then you have a win.
And then, right, so they're small attainable goals instead of the whole, I'm going to lose 20 pounds as soon as I possibly can.
Right.
Which is not realistic.
Right. You get a win, you get some confidence, you start trusting yourselves. Because sometimes when we set these goals, we don't really believe that we can pull it off.
Right.
And so by setting some mini goals that you can actually achieve, you're going to see more success in your long-term goals for the year.
Now, Dawn, as a life coach, you help people achieve their goals. You help people find happiness, right, in their life. What are some tips that you can give this time of year to make sure that people do find happiness in the new year? How can they look within themselves?
I think one of the things you can do is give yourself a break. We are so hard on ourselves just globally, and I think people are so focused on what they didn't do this year. I've been talking to a lot of just friends and family, and they're just feeling like failures about what they didn't accomplish this year. But take some time and think about what you did accomplish, because many of us did quite a few things this year that were great that should be celebrated, but we don't take the time to celebrate those things. And so really taking some time to celebrate the things you have done will go a long way to keep you happy.
So change of perspective, gratitude, an attitude of gratitude.
Attitude of gratitude.
So that's what you have to do, is look within yourself to be happy about those things. Now, let's talk about looking forward to the new year. Maybe you're looking at the year that's passed, and you say, gosh, I didn't do this, and you're hard on yourself. Change your perspective, but looking into the new year, how can we take that perspective into 2015? How can we stay positive? What are some things we can tell ourselves to stay positive in the new year and not be hard on ourselves?
Well, one of the things is to set some new positive beliefs for yourself, some affirmations. And I know it sounds kind of hokey, and it's really kind of cliche to say affirmations, but they really do work, because the things we think about, the things we spend our time dwelling on, those are what come to fruition. So if you're thinking about failing and not being successful, then you're going to fail and you're going to not be successful. One of the things that I do ask my clients to do is keep a journal, and it can just be a gratitude journal with bullet points, where at the end of each day you write down 5 things that you actually accomplished today, things that you've done, and that you can appreciate yourself for having done. Focus on what's good.
That's right. And in that moment, it'll help you. And then in many years to come, you'll actually have that, and you can pass that on to your kids and say, these are the things I was grateful for in my life. And so that it can also be a very treasured keepsake.
Right, absolutely.
As well. Well, happy almost New Year, Dawn.
Thank you.
We'll be talking about, we've just talked about personal goals. We'll be talking about career goals in just a bit.
All right.
Thanks so much for being here. Still ahead.